Hey guys, Buddyfight Glasgow, sort of here. It's just me, Sam. I'm bringing you a quick deck profile of one of the new set stuff, which is Star. I don't know why I built this, to be honest. It just kind of, I think it was the fact it was Legend World, and it's one of my favourite worlds. And they just had they had the shutdown card, which kind of drew me to it, and then I'll kind of go through it I'll talk about it when I go through it. So one of the main cards is Stellar Deity Astrius, which is a size 2, 6/2, 6. It's got a call cost of pay 2 gauge, and star on your left and right cannot be destroyed. Any effect, absolutely anything. So that pretty much means he's on the field for the rest of the game. A lot of people struggle. There's one deck that can get round Astrius, which is Magic World, but it's not a very common deck in the meta, to be honest. And it's searchable. That's what I like about this deck. Every monster, apart from one card in this deck, is searchable. They are all Olympus Star, which gets me onto the next card, which is First Tribulation Gold Lion of Nemia. So this is your searcher. This is why I play 4 of it. You play 4 because you want to open with this card and go plus on your turn. So it's got a call cost of pay 1 gauge. When this card enters the field, search your deck for an Olympus card. So you search for this, or anything that you're missing from any part of your, not combo as such, but sort of like your lockdown. It's fairly self-explanatory and quite needed in my opinion. I was playing the deck without it to start with, and then I remembered about it, and then I haven't thought about it since. So last card is King of Forest Latarog. Some of you may be wondering why. The only reason is its gauge effect. So this deck uses a lot of gauge. Its only problem, like almost every monster has a gauge effect. Well, every strong monster has a gauge effect -1. -1, which we'll get onto in a second. Which is Regal Orion. This will be going to 4 once I get my 4th / get my 3rd as well, because I'm currently borrowing one at the moment just so I could give you this deck profile. So Regal Orion, he's a triple R from the latest set, again Olympus Star. So he's mainly the guy that I want to have when I've got Astrolux on the field. So I normally have Astrolux on my right or left, and then Regal Orion on the other side. But once per turn, Regal Orion can ditch up to 2 cards, 1 or 2, and then draw as many as you discarded. So say you ditch 2, you draw another 2 cards, which is very useful considering that this means your monsters can't get destroyed. So you just keep ditching those monsters and hope to hit those nullifies, the draws, the pluses, anything really. So that's the reason for running him, obviously. But I will run him at 4 once I get to that amount. The next card is something that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, which is this guy. She's a promo from Buddyfight 100, I think. So it's got an act of pay 2 gauge. If you do, revive up to two size 2 or less monsters from your drop zone. The reason I play him at 3 is purely the gauge and the fact that he can be searched as well. The Lion literally searches every other card apart from Zlatarog, which really helps the deck consistency, its power. Like, say you've got 3 gauge, you can go from a Lion to having 3 monsters on field quite simply. There is a 4th right next to me which I've been toying with, but I'm not entirely sure what to take out, which is my problem. So currently right now it's 3, and I'm quite happy with 3 if I'm honest. Next we got into the fairly generic stuff. So this is the 5/2/1 Olympus Star generic size 1. There's really nothing else. This is again, it's a size 0 crit 2, which is probably why it's my buddy, because it's crit 2. And if you follow the channel, you know that I like crit, and size 0s with crit 2 is always fun. The last monster I play, is another size 0, which is 4,000 power, 1,000 1 critical and 2,000 defense. It's just another target for, so when you've got the sun, which is what it gets called, Sun, Regal, Orion, and then this wee doggy dude in the middle. That is your combo right there, because these two can't be destroyed, and this just eats up hits for you. So and then the aim of the game is I'm gonna use Regal Orion, search my deck for as many size 0s as I can, and just keep going like that. So along with the 3 monster field that you've got already, they have a weapon, which I'll put around the right way. It's a 1 critical, 3,000 power, pay 1 gauge, but has quite a strong effect for this deck in particular, which is this card can attack even if the monster's in center. So it means you can get off a consistent 4 attacks just for 3 gauges, the max you need, and you're pretty much there with the deck. There's no other reason for it, if I'm honest. Like, it's an extra attack which the deck struggles with it. The deck's a beatdown deck. The deck has no win condition as such. So the aim is to out-advantage your opponent with nullifies, with not being able to destroy monsters, with cards that you're about to see in a second. So now we move on to the fairly limited part, which is the spell part. So we play 4 Starfall Knight. This has a counter of during your opponent's turn, you can call a size 1 or less star from your drop zone by paying its call costs. It's free. Calling any size 1 is free because they all don't have a call cost, as of yet anyway. It's another attack stopper, unless there's penetrate involved, but it's another attack stopper, which is mainly the reason I'm using it. But sometimes you can use it to bring back that Regal Orion in your end phase. So you have him for next turn. Say your opponent attacks it and it dies, and you can just bring it straight back, which is really powerful because everyone wants to get rid of that Regal Orion because they don't want you drawing through your deck. Next up is Symbol Guard. Pretty much a staple in every deck in my opinion. It's the draw 2 for Legend World. It can only be cast if you're on 6 or less life, but if you have this card, which is Breathing Guard in the drop zone, it's free. So I'll get through it quickly. This Breathing Guard is never used for its original purpose. It is used so this is free. Because the deck is so gauge heavy, I will gauge this as soon as I see it, and as soon as I can, I will use this gauge. So this is always live and always free. That's pretty much the logic behind that, and will always be the logic behind that. The deck is too gauge heavy in itself to run 4 of the Breathing Guard, so I've had to cut that down and pretty much use it very sparingly. So on to the more star related spells. We have Great Fate, Frozen Stars, which pretty much nullifies all effects of your opponent's monster. Well, it nullifies all abilities of your opponent's monster. So say you've got a Bladewing on field, it stops that double attack that Bladewing has. But say you have an opponent has a Regal Orion, it's not going to stop the effect to ditch and draw. The reason that it's at 3 is it's cloggy. It isn't as powerful as people think it is. This might come out, this last one might come out, and it might go to being this fourth one, this fourth purple thing. But the deck in itself is very strong, and it's advantage based. And if this can stop your opponent gaining advantage, like Dungeon World, it stops that Bladewing giving double attack. And that's very powerful. I will only play this against certain decks. So if it's not, say I'm playing against a deck such as Shinsengumi, which has no double attack, it's all monster related and monster based, where they just gain effects. This is going to be either a gauge target or a Regal Orion target. So it's a win-win situation. You either get to use it for its purpose, or you get to gauge it and draw through your deck, or use it for your Regal Orion. So second last card is Chosen Being, which has 1 target in this deck, which you may seem that's not very consistent, but because of the lion, can search your size 2. So it's choose a size 2 or greater star on your field, and for this turn give it double attack. So there's 5 attacks from 3 monsters and a item. It's very strong. It's not needed at more than 2 in my opinion, but it's there. If you get it and use it, it's incredibly strong. So lastly, we have Holy Grail, which is, to be fair, it's not great in this deck because penetrate's a thing, but it is needed. And there are other things I've considered, which is Osvira Guard, which is destroy a monster on your field. Counter, destroy a monster on your field, gauge 1 and draw 1. Which I'm considering swapping these Holy Grails for 4 of those if I get them. But I don't know. I'm very on the edge about that one. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Give us a wee comment down below what you think of the deck and how you think it would run, and if there's any changes you would make. So for me, I think from doing this deck profile myself, I would see this fourth Regal Orion coming out for the second one, the third one of these. So this would become that, which I think might make the deck a little bit stronger, a little bit more consistent, just a monster based rush, spam, advantage sort of deck. So anyway, that is Star, and thanks for watching. Signing out, Buddyfight Glasgow.